Yo, 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 it's Dontel coming at you with the Cave Podcast. I just want to say welcome. First of all, I just want to say appreciate you. Appreciate you. But a little bit what we're going to do here on the Cave is, man, it's going to be that spot where, not just men, but we're focusing on a lot of the men mental health. A lot of men, we deal with stuff in silence, then it become violence, and people don't understand why. We hold stuff in because we're taught to be tough and not to show our emotions. So here on this podcast, The Cave, we're going to help some of these men get through it, not through the story, but through the testimony based on other men's problems. And on this show, we're going to have, different aspects from different people, man, like just a different mindset going into, the 2025 year, man. It's going to be an amazing year for a lot of people. And I think that it starts with the background and the men is a presence in a lot of things that we need to understand. So I just want to say once again, thank you for being here. I definitely appreciate you, but I got to step away for 1 second. Hold on. Excuse me, but I gotta have my fine whiskeys. I'm just saying. You know what it is. Stop playing with it. But yeah, like I said, here at the Cave, man, we're gonna focus on a lot of stuff that's not talked about. Some things that, a lot of people struggle with. And this introduction to the Cave is gonna pretty much be my introduction to my testimony. A lot of y'all guys know me. Some know me as Dontel, D-Ski, so many nicknames. D is so many. And a lot of people know what I've been through early in life. One of my biggest hurdles in life was what happened to me when I was just a younger man 25 years ago. I'm going to try to keep it together. I ain't going to lie to you. I've been debating doing this all day long. I've been debating doing this for months. But I know I got to think bigger than myself. It's someone out here who needs my testimony to get through what they're going through or about to go through. But it's been 25 years since I lost a best friend due to a car accident. That was my best friend in the whole world. When I'm talking about blood brothers, there's no thicker. Different mothers, different fathers. I wouldn't choose no other. And when it happened 25 years ago, it was still to this day the worst thing that ever happened to me. And in my mind, I know I'm not the only person that's going through it. I know people who miss him just as much as I do. And I'm going to say his name. It's Nicholas Green. One of the most kind-hearted, gentle souls that you would ever run across. But this is my testimony. After the accident, I didn't remember anything. Still to this day, my recollection of it is pretty much blank. It was a struggle because you can't put pieces together to a puzzle if you can't find the pieces to the puzzle. So it hurt for years of me trying to figure out what the heck happened. And I know, like I said, there's people out here hurting just as much as me. And my heart goes out to all the family members, his mom and father, everybody who miss him just as much as me. Because one thing I realize is it's been 25 years. But the pain is still there, man. But a little bit about what it took me through. It took me through a tough time in my life. After that, I really didn't care about living no more. I didn't care about who I hurt, who I took advantage of. Nobody meant anything to me. I even turned my back on God. I'm going to get through it. Be patient with me. So like I said, I even turned my back on God because I'm like, why would you do this to me? I was in a predicament as a young man that a grown man couldn't handle. My support system wasn't there. Everybody was like, oh yeah, it's okay. Time to heal all wounds. Time will heal all wounds. That's what I kept on being told. But nobody never asked me how I was feeling, what was going on with me. Or was there anything they could do to help me? I didn't receive that. It is what it is. I'm not living in the past. But like I said, this is the cave, man. Care about what nobody got to say. This is my feeling. This is my testimony. This is the cave. If you come here, you call me, anything. We're going to work through the problems, man. But nobody never reached out. I had some farewell friends that was here, that was gone, but it was all situational friendships. And what hurt me the most growing through all these years was I still never found someone as loyal as my brother. I never found no one still that had my back like my brother. And many of y'all know, within a year of that, I had my first child. And I can say sometimes God gives you what you need, not what you want. At that time in my life, last year of school, I had my first child. And it was tough being a young black father who just lost one of the most important people in his life. But God gave me a purpose, because once I had a son, I knew I had someone to come home that was dependent on me. So my daily living was based on me just doing for him, getting outside of myself. That's why I'm sitting here right now on this podcast, because I'm getting outside of myself. Because I know that someone else is hurting out here. So with my son being born, it kind of like gave me a more focus. The pain was still there. It was just underneath a Band-Aid. Because God gave me a purpose at that moment. And one thing that I know, and I'm so thankful for, is all the memories that we create with people, all the memories I created with him can't be taken away. I can give you a detail to the last moment, except for what happened. See, God works in miracles. We work in the scene. And I realized that he had to put me through it to help somebody else get to it, so they can get through it. Because one thing we don't do enough is share our testimonies. We're big on sharing our struggles. We're big on sharing what we're going through. And we always say nobody can understand. Break it down to me. But in my story, which is a testimony now, I realized that some things are out of our control. And I know you can't question God, but it put me through a turmoil of like, I really didn't care no more. I really didn't care no more. I was just doing crazy stuff. Some stuff that I don't want to mention because, you know what, I don't want to get in no trouble. You know, they be out here. Anyway, it's just hurt. And sometimes pain don't just go away. Pain festers. Pain grows. You see the pain in others' eyes? It attaches to you. We all have something we're going through, been through, but gonna go through. It's just part of life. Life isn't easy. That's what you already hear. So always hear that. Life isn't easy. Life isn't easy. But testimonials make it a whole lot easier. You know, I was talking to my oldest son, and He was like, you wouldn't understand how it is, what we're going through now. I'm like, how wouldn't I understand? And not comparing, not criticizing, but allow me to understand. Because we look at testimonials, which the Bible is nothing but a testimonial of a struggle that became victory. Nobody looks at a movie to say, oh, I hope they lose. You don't care about the first hour and 59 minutes. That last 8 minutes of that winning, that victory, that overcoming is what you talk about. That's what life is. We just keep on making the script longer and longer, just more and more testimonials for someone else. So I know what I went through, I still don't have all the answers to right now to this day. But my stronghold is letting other men know that been through stuff. We can get together, share them testimonies, strengthen us ourselves together. Because unity is one thing that they can't stop. It's the one thing that they want to promote is us being not unified. Why? Because if you're not unified, you're not on the same page. We have to stick together no matter what. So, growing into my manhood, I realized that all the decisions that I made no longer could be about me. And it didn't make sense at the time because I became so selfish. Like everything was about me. I didn't care about what you thought, how you seen me, what you could say about me. I don't give a damn. I just didn't care. It was all about me. But going through it, I realized I had to become selfish to become selfless. I had to become that person that I couldn't take no more in on myself, so I had to start giving it away to someone else. It's kind of like that mentality when people say, "Oh, you can't throw the life jacket to someone else if you're drowning." Whatever the hell they be saying, you know what I'm talking about. The exact same situation. I had to pour so much into myself that my cup started to overflow, and I had no other choice but to give it away. So now I'm in my mid-20s and I'm going through it, man. I'm trying to figure out life. I'm trying to figure out why. I'm trying to figure out friends. I'm trying to figure out why will God allow me to be by myself with no one else in my corner. Not knowing the whole time he never left my corner. He just had a bigger purpose for everybody who was there at first. And I realize now in my mid-20s that I can't question the man who made everything happen. You can believe in whatever you want to believe in. I'm not telling you to believe when I don't believe. But if you don't believe nothing bigger than yourself, you wasting your time. It is what it is. Just saying. If you think you're the beginning and the end, you're kidding yourself. But that's what I was going through in my mind. That everything revolved around me. But I realized that everything that I was doing had nothing to do with me. I was making sure that my son was okay. No matter what I was doing that night, I was coming home. And he was going to see Dad in the morning if he didn't see me before he went to sleep. My mission. Gotta wrap it up there. I'm gonna get back on to the testimonial again and what is bringing me to right now. But just as a snippet of what happened. I know that life is going to happen to each and every one of us. Here at the cave, what I want y'all guys to realize is you have a voice. You have a journey. But most importantly, you have a testimony. No matter how significant, insignificant, superficial you might think it is, it could change someone else's life. And I realize it's like, business owners out here, share the messages. Guys who've been through it. And like I said, the cave is not just for men. But most of us men, we don't have that scapegoat to go to. You know, most women, oh, I'm going to call my mama. I'm going to talk to one of my sisters. Oh, let me call my girlfriend. Most men, when we get together, we don't do that. We're not supposed to. Said who? Says who? Stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. And I ain't gonna lie, I beat my chest, caveman, gorilla, whatever the hell you want to call it, Mr. Tough Guy. It's me. But at some point in time, when you hurt people who have nothing to do with it. Like they always say, hurt people hurt people. And it becomes a vicious cycle. And then you look back at other people who's coming behind you, who's looking at you, thinking you have it all together, but you're so hurt on the inside that you're not really giving them anything that they can actually use. See, materialistic things will fade away. They don't mean nothing to no one. But that testimony can change somebody's life, change their generation, change their legacy, change their family heritage. It can start with you right now today. I chose years ago to be what we want to call in society the black sheep. I take that one. Most people don't understand you until they understood you. Most people don't really know what you go through because they want you to hear what they're going through. So I'm here. Like I said, welcome to the cave. It is just the beginning. Only gonna get better from here. Y'all be blessed. Just saying, you know what it is.